All right, hey guys, we got four people in the audience. We're gonna wait maybe 5 more minutes, see if anybody else shows up. But 6:05, I'll start it then. End of the meeting. Six oh five, we can get started. Mitch Ward also got in. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you can see this. Mm,
Turn your sound off.
Hey, Mitch, I'm getting,
You probably need to mute yours.
yeah, okay. All right, everybody. So this is for the 2025 Pathway Project. We're connecting about 500 feet of pathway from the East Bay Regional Trails parking lot at Briones to Springhill School. So this is estimated to cost about 220,000. We want to do a bid opening in late March, and we want to begin the project after school gets out. School gets out just before Memorial Day weekend, and we want to wrap it up before school's in session by August. So if we, next slide, this is me, Tim Clark. I'm an associate engineer with the city. I've been with the city since March of 2020. I've worked on a bunch of different CIP projects. I think the most applicable one to this one, though, is a 2023 pathway project. This is where we paved three different sections of pathway: Quant Road, Release Valley Road, and then Pleasant Hill Road, just north of the Spring Hill intersection. So, including this segment of pathway, which we're planning this summer, we'll be connecting another segment to hopefully get safer routes to school. And here's my number and email in case you guys want to reach out to me. Next slide. So this is the project in 20 second. So in 2022, this segment of pathway was identified in the rapid implementation school safety plans. So right now it's mostly dirt, some cracked up asphalt, a lot of bumpy pavement with some roots in it. It gets muddy when it's wet. Cars park on half the route on the gravel part. So, with letters of support from the East Bay Parks District and Lafayette School District and Springhill Elementary, this project uh, got a go, and we also received $100,000 grants from the TDA Article 3. That's the part of the transportation. Um, they, that's the pedestrian and bike route segment. And so what we're planning on doing is constructing a 450-foot long, 8-foot wide, ADA compliant pathway from the parking lot to the school. So some of this pathway will have fencing or guardrail along it. This will just provide a better barrier between cars and peds when they're walking to school. It'll make walkers feel safer too. The estimate, if like I said before, is 220,000. It's about maybe 5 weeks of construction, starting in late May or early June. So this is the location. You probably know where this is because this is where we posted the signs. But like I said, right next to Spring Hill School, from the parking lot to the existing concrete sidewalk. So the plans, I'd say, but they're about 75%. They're pretty good to go. But if you do have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. My contact information is on the website, the city website, and also on that second slide that I showed. I'll post this recording of the meeting also later on. So here is the pathway plans. Let me shoot. Something I can zoom in. You see my cursor.
Yes, we can.
Oh, you can? Okay. So this is going to start at the East Bay Parks parking lot. It's going to start with like a little concrete pad. We're gonna put a detectable warning surface on that. That's those black dome kind of things you see at every curb ramp. That just lets visually impaired people know that they're going onto a new surface. So it's going to start off with that concrete pad and then quickly change to asphalt. That path is going to be 8 feet wide. On either side of the pathway, it's going to be bordered by a wooden header board. Going further down the line, um, it's going to transition to this retaining fence. So this happens where the existing fence is. We're going to rip out all that old existing fence and scoot the pathway closer to the road for potentially further expansion in the future. So we're going to start that retaining fence uh, about maybe 150 feet in, and then continue it along a little into that gravel uh, makeshift parking lot that got going on. This will be 8 feet wide, but there is a tree uh, at like a pinch point between the existing chain link fence. So it's going to neck down to about 7 feet wide right there, and then it's going to expand back out. On this segment, we're going to remove some shrubs, some oak shrubs, but we're going to try and protect the existing trees right there. So this is a continuation. This is mostly in this parking lot type area right now. So we are going to take out all the parking stalls because we're putting in a fence and a guardrail. Now there will be an opening from these barriers. Right now it's at 15 feet. I'm going to make it wider though, because that is pretty tight for people to turn in. This is for these AT&T. There's two big cabinets right here. These cabinets serve a lot of comms. So we want to make sure the maintenance workers have good access to these cabinets. So there is going to be a gap. We are going to post a utility parking only sign right there to prohibit any Springhill school parkers from parking in this area. Also along this segment to help facilitate drainage, we're going to put in a concrete curb and gutter. So any water that comes off the road will get collected and shuffle up down the road and not muddy up our sidewalk. And right here is where that new speed hump was put in, that crosswalk. So we're going to be connecting to that existing concrete sidewalk right here. So these are typical sections. This is kind of typically what you might see for the cross section. So this is with that wooden retaining wall right here. So we have a fence, two rail fence, and it's about a 1 foot of retaining. So this retaining wall is necessary to flatten out the grade to meet our ADA compliance. The ADA compliant cross slope is maximum of 2%, but we're going to design a little under that so it doesn't go over. And over here, this is a segment where the guardrail is. So this is the new curb and gutter that was showing you before. And here is the new guardrail that is planned to go in. On the naked side of the pathway, we're going to put a header board just to further retain it, and it also kind of cleans up the lines a bit too. So if that was all just 2D lines on paper and was pretty confusing, I have some rough illustrations of what it could look like. So here's the beginning of the pathway, this concrete pad. So it's going to transition to this green asphalt segment. So this green asphalt segment is going to hook around. It's going to not follow the original alignment. The original alignment went over between this tree and fence right here. We're going to go through this little gully right here. So we want to stay away from these tree roots. So this is what this segment might look like. This is further up on Release Valley Road. It's bordered by two header boards, nice and wide, nice mellow cross slope, so it's easy to have a wheelchair or bike on. Here it just picks up again. This is where that green asphalt trail is. This is all going to be paved asphalt. About right here, where the first of the two telephone poles are, we're going to start that retaining fence. So it's going to stretch, kind of bordering in the asphalt pathway. And this fence is going to stretch around the corner. This is what the fence will look like too. This is further up Release Valley Road. As you can see, here's our asphalt pathway, and here's the fence, and it's also serves a bit of retaining wall. It's about like an 18-inch drop right here on the backside. So the fence will continue. It's going to continue kind of on the near the back of the existing berm. This pathway is going to get pushed a little closer to the street. Um, And right about where this telephone pole is, just before it, we're going to divert the pathway away from the edge of road to snake around this tree right here. So as the fence, it's going to be held along the back of the existing berm. The pathway is going to go to the left of this existing tree and then cut over in between these two trees. So the pathway then is going more towards the edge of road right here. When we do this, we're going to have to take out this shrub, but we are planning to save the trees. This is a bad illustration because there are a bunch of cars parked there, but the cars will no longer be allowed to park in the gravel parking stalls right now. This is where the concrete curb and gutter is going to start too. This is going to help with the flow of water. And this segment right here, this is where the guardrail is going to start, just after that gap opening for the utility trucks. It's going to look like this down here. So curb, guardrail, asphalt pathway, and then it's just going to connect into the existing concrete sidewalk. So this is, yeah, what it'll look like. You see how there's a pathway. Instead of this asphalt berm, there's going to be a concrete curb and nice dividing. This is the rusty color is core 10. It's deliberately sought out for that nice rustic feel. You see it all over Lafayette. Okay, any questions? Let's see, we got one from G iPad. Yep, I
That's
can hear
me.
you. Yep.
So, Tim, so
Yeah.
why are you saving the trees, and what does that add to the cost?
It's when we cut down trees a couple years ago, they were maybe a couple $1,000s to cut them down. But I do like keeping trees if we can. It kind of shades the pathway, and it just doesn't look like another small roadway if you do have some scenic features.
Those uh, those trees and a lot of other trees kind of lean out over the road, and they eventually, if they're not maintained, they drop branches, and so I would encourage you to think twice about keeping the trees. Maybe remove one of them or something, but it I think the path is hopefully going to be there a lot longer than the trees, but those trees are not in a place where they can really thrive.
Mhm. Okay, no, that's true. We do have a bid item. We are removing this leaning pine tree that got all hacked up from PG&E. So
Yeah,
yeah, maybe we can reconsider
large
it.
trucks have bumped into some of those trees too and torn down branches. It's just it. They weren't there when the road was built and the school was built. They've kind of grown up,
Mhm.
and they're nice, but we have a lot of trees, and I think that the ability to pass freely and not worry about trees dropping branches on the roadway, which is already narrowed, is something to think about. That's all I
Okay.
have to say. That was my question.
All right, no, I think that's a That's a good statement.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, okay. All right. Any other questions in the audience?
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Greg Brown. I apologize. I'm in the car, so not really able to see it, but I just wanted to listen in.
Mhm.
Just wanted to confirm that. So the parking all the way from kind of, where the new island or where the crossing is all the way down to the Briones lot is gonna will no longer be permitted. That's correct?
Yeah, so that's gonna be blocked off almost all the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I had thought, but just wanted to confirm that. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else in the audience? Parking. All right, that's it. We can wrap up this meeting. Yeah, thanks for all for coming out via Zoom. So yeah, I'll see you. If you're in the neighborhood, I'm gonna be out there probably the next couple of weeks, just taking up notes. Yeah, stop by and say hi. All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Mhm.